G'day guys, thanks for tuning in to another video. You're watching Flashlight Crazy. Before I let you know what I'm reviewing today, I'll just tell you what my pocket carry is. So today I'm carrying the Okluma DC2 in aluminium. This is an 18650 light. It's a really great light. The aluminium makes it really light. It's a light. So for the size of it, which is actually not that big to be honest, but for the size of it being an 18650, it doesn't weigh you down. In fact, I probably would assume that the battery weighs the same, if not more, than the actual light. So this has a triple emitter. It's got moonlight, low, medium, and high. It has a reverse clicky, so you can change outputs whilst it's on instead of off. And it's made in copper, titanium. I don't know, I've never seen a brass one out there, but potentially brass as well. But it's a great light. All right, now, what I'm reviewing today is the Okluma DC2. Woohoo! Let's check it out. All right, here it is. Now, I didn't get this one with a box or anything like that, or a certificate of authenticity. So it was just sold to me literally like this, as is. Now I will show you the battery that I'm using. So I am just using a Molicel 18650 INR flat top. So I'm pretty sure these need flat tops. Down there, if you can see, actually I'll just get another light. So down there is the spring. There's a bit of solder at the end of that spring, and there's a retainer ring down there, which if you do want to swap this out for a forward clicky, you will have to. You'll have to undo the retainer ring first. So here are the threads. Actually, I'll zoom in. Here are the threads here with a very nice thick fat O-ring to support with water resistance. And putting the battery back in. There's the driver there, by the way, the Okluma driver. So this just has 4 modes, moonlight, low, medium, and high. There's the retainer ring around there, or I guess the ring thing that's attached to the engine, which you'd probably need to unscrew the engine and get to the emitters and things like that. Now, quite smooth threads as well, which is nice, really nice action on this. So, just looking at this, so this is aluminium. So there's a difference between the look of aluminium and titanium. So we got the titanium DC0, aluminium DC2. So different color, obviously different composition of metals and things like that. But aluminium's really nice. I like the light silver that it gives. Taking a look at this from the head first. So there it's got triple emitters there. And if you see these little 3 holes around here, that is so that you can add tritium, I believe. So you can put tritium tubes in. So I might actually look into where to buy some tritium and put some in there. That'd look pretty cool, I reckon. Now, the bezel is, and this is the signature Okluma, right? And I'll show you on the DC0 as well, but the bezel kind of falls in, okay? It's got this little ramp all the way around. And the great thing about that is not only is it really cool and smooth, but it also is done on the tail cap as well, so it matches, which is really nice. Now, there's no function really that I know of for having it on the face, except for that it looks cool and it matches. But the function of the tail cap is really nice because it actually allows for your thumb to just fall into it really nicely because of that downward ramp that it has. And see, if you see here on the DC0, it's got the same as well, and the same on the DC1. So it's just got this falling pattern, which really helps your thumb just fall into it. You know, it's really nice. So love that about this. And I love how open this is for your thumb to get to. It's such a nice open area for your thumb or finger to just, access really easily. Now, one of the most amazing things I love about the DC2 and also the DC1 is the fact that you've got a thicker head or a fatter tail, and a very thin body. Oh, not very thin, but a much thinner body. I love how the grip is on the body and not on the head or the tail. And I also love how, check this out, guys. So holding this light could not be more of a dream. Wrapping my 3 fingers, okay? So my pointer, my middle, and my ring finger around the body. My pinky finger just falls on the head, and my thumb rests where the switch is. That is such a comfortable way to use this light. Now, if you want to change grips, it couldn't be easier. You can hold it cigar grip because of that thicker ring, makes it very easy to cigar grip. Or you can hold it like this, you can hold it pen grip, whatever you want. This light is very versatile in the way you can hold it due to its width and its length as well. Now, here is the pocket clip. This is, I believe, one of the older style pocket clips before Jeff upgraded them to the thicker ones. So if you see here on the titanium, it's a little bit thicker than the one on the DC2. And that's just a matter of, upgrading pocket clips and things like that. Now it is screwed in right into the tail here, which is obviously a thing that customs do often. But just the machining and finishing, man, it's typical Okluma. It's just fantastic. And it's not only a gorgeous, gorgeous piece, check that out, but it's also a really nice user light. This is a light designed to be used. It's a tool light. Oklumas, even though they are very sought after and, beloved by a lot of people, they're not meant to sit on a shelf, they're meant to be used, like this titanium has been used. It's got scuffs on it. It's got a chip on the face there. It's meant to be used. It's not meant to be meant to just sit on the bench and do nothing. Let's do some measurements and some weights because this thing is just friggin' awesome in terms of its size and weight. And I really mean that. Like, look at that. The the DC0 is next to it. It's not that much longer than the DC0, and obviously it's a lot fatter, but it's still very, very, very nice to hold in the hand. So let's do some measurements. Just make sure I zero these because people keep pulling me up saying you're not zeroing them before you open them, and I stuff up the measurements, and that's just not good enough. Okay, so we have 114.44 millimeters from head to tail. 25.09 millimeters is the face or the head. Body tapers into 21.48 millimeters, and the tail 25.13 millimeters. So it's really amazing what only a few millimeters difference can do, isn't it? I mean, the difference of grip in this as opposed to if it was all one length is just incredible. It's phenomenal. And, I think it works with the DC0, having it all, the same length. I really think it works. But man, this feels so comfortable to be able to hold in all sorts of different grips. It's just awesome. Now let's weigh it. So the DC2 in aluminium with an 18650 battery installed comes in at 116.04 grams. And the DC0 in titanium with a battery comes in at 82.13 grams. But now let's weigh this with no battery, and then I'll weigh the battery. Because seriously, guys, this is very light. This is surprisingly light. This DC2 in aluminium. So without the battery, the DC2 in aluminium comes in at 69.66 grams. Wow, this is super light, man. Really, the battery is 46.37 grams. Okay, so we got about 20 grams heavier is the actual light than the battery. But you put them together and you've got 116 grams basically. So not a heavy light by any means. Now I'll just reinstall the battery because what we'll do is we'll do some output tests and heat tests and things like that. So just to zoom out so we can see a bit better the beam profile. So that is on your lowest output, which is your moonlight mode. Being a triple, you're going to get a nice large hotspot and some peripheral light. If I just put it down here, it will seem in the beginning, because it's so low, that it's a very kind of streamlined light, but that's incorrect, because as I press it up, that's just the next output up. You can start to see peripheral light start beaming out here. And when we do get to the night shots, what you will see is that right there is a lot of centralized light focused into the hotspot. Absolutely, this is a triple emitter, and it kind of reminds me a bit of a total internal, the way they operate. But what you'll see at the higher levels, especially if I just half press, is that this peripheral light around here becomes very, very useful. Look, you can see it there. So centralized light, peripheral light all the way around here. That peripheral light is really, really helpful. outside. See that? There is some peripheral light and then the centralized light there. And then half press. So lowest output, low, medium, high. So on high, you've got heaps of light, heaps of output, heaps of peripheral light. I mean, look at that. If I hold it just off the mat there, you can see the centralized hotspot, but you can also see the peripheral light coming all the way back to where the face is. Now that's a really good thing that you want for a light to do, because you want to be able to see your surroundings, not just, you know, what the light is pointing at. And this triple emitter does that very, very well. Very, very well, as you'll see in the night shots again. It's a very useful light, very tool-like light, and I can see myself using this regularly because of its weight, its size, its runtime. You know, 18650 has a great runtime, and of course its output. Now, just being on turbo, I'm just having a feel of the head, and we are not getting warm at all. So I'm not going to get the thermometer out. I mean, it's slightly warm, but it's absolutely nothing to worry about. Even if it was, you could always back it off back here and go the old cigar grip or the pen grip. But it's not even getting very warm. This is really surprising. I thought that this would heat up quite quickly, but it's not. This is really, really surprising me, and I'm actually very happy about this, because it's not even bothering me in the slightest. So that is a really, really great thing about this light. Full press in turns it off. We do have memory mode, so full press to turn it back on. Memory mode will memorize everything. It'll memorize the highest output. Single click, get it to moonlight. It'll memorize the lowest output, the second lowest, and the third lowest, or the second highest. So great that it's got memory mode. You can always memorize it into moonlight or anything, any other output you want. So this light is quite versatile. It can make it can be a bedside light with the moonlight mode, and it can also be an EDC light because it is not too heavy and it's not too big. What are some other things I can put it next to? So I can put it next to the Dawson Machine Craft toe die. So there it is there next to that. If I just zoom in a bit. So, you know, Dawson Machine Craft toe die is, toe die slim, my mistake, is a 14500, same as the DC0. And look at that, 14500 versus 18650, not that much bigger, my friends. So that is, and I think the toe die slim is a great sized light. But, you know, the DC2 just is bloody awesome. What else can I put it next to? Perhaps I'll get, so here we go. There's the Haiku head in the Gizmo 14500 body. Again, you know, very, very similar size. And yet this thing has friggin' triple the runtime probably because of the size of the battery. So it's a very clever design, I must say, and very useful design. And it's just, look at that. It's just a beautiful, beautiful light. Absolutely stunning. We'll do one more comparison just to show you against a Raylight. So that's a Raylight LAN Apple. They are known to be quite small as well. So even the DC0 towers over the Raylight there. But again, just a nice comparison just to see the difference in size and thickness and all that sort of stuff. Reverse clicky as well as this one. All right, so what we might do now is head over to the park, check this thing out at night time, see how it does, and then we'll come back for some final thoughts, prices, and where to buy. Not where to buy actually, but final thoughts and not even prices. Let's come back for final thoughts. See you in a sec. All right, there's the DC2. And look at that, you can see the triple emitters there. That's on the lowest output. This has a gorgeous, gorgeous tint. I'll just step up, look at that. Beautiful. Really large hotspot as well. And I know most triples have got pretty big hotspots, but I don't know, I noticed that this has a large hotspot, perhaps because it's such a large head maybe, I don't really know, but it's awesome. Look at that. Now we've got some clear light, clear step up there, but that's not all. Boom. Very, very useful. Heaps of peripheral light. My foot's just right there, so it comes right down to my feet. A centralized hotspot with heaps of peripheral light. Let's go over here. See if we can get a nice feel of how this thing lights up. Moonlight. Low. Low's awesome for indoors, by the way. Absolutely awesome. Medium. Medium's great to conserve battery. Still very useful. Just some, dull light outside. And then high. It's a lot of light. See that large hotspot with heaps of peripheral light? Really reminds me of a total internal. Fantastic, love this thing. All right, the DC2, over and out. See ya. Okay, so, pros and cons about this light. I guess the only con I can think of is that it's not very accessible. So, it's very, very rare, which does make it a con because I would like it if more people could experience this. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that this is, the most amazing light on the planet or whatever, but being an 18650 light that is very, very light in weight and able to give a whole lot of runtime and a whole lot of output due to the 18650 battery, I think it'd be nice for more people to be able to experience it. Anyone that is on board the Okluma train is going to experience an 18650 Okluma, absolutely. So in terms of cons, I do just think that it is a con that they're not more accessible. Now, pros, the list goes on and on and on. It is lightweight, it's tough, even the aluminium is tough. These custom guys, man, when they make a light out of aluminium, they don't skimp out and make it out of some crappy aluminium. This is really high quality aluminium. I actually think that the fact that it has a reverse clicky is really cool. I think that forward clickies are awesome, don't get me wrong. But the fact that this can, I've heard, be changed into a forward clicky makes it more versatile as well. But a reverse clicky is nice because you can turn it on, realize that output is not what you want, and just give it a small little half press, and then it changes, So that's something that, to me, is a real positive about the reverse clicky. But the way it is in your hand as well, it fits so nice and beautifully, and it's a tool light, Okluma are tool lights, so this thing's gonna get a whole lot of use, which is designed for. Now, I can't give you a price, unfortunately, and I can't give you a where to buy, because these things are just sold on the secondary market very, very, very rarely, and the prices are pretty crazy because of how rare they are. So look, if you find one being sold and you're interested in it, I'd suggest jump on it. It's worth experiencing an Okluma DC2. Otherwise, if you're not interested, you can just observe from afar and listen to other people's comments about them. I'll continue to try and bring you reviews on different Oklumas and different customs and different lights and all that sort of stuff when I can, when I can afford it and when I got the time. But today's been a really cool review and I hope you enjoyed it. So until next time, stay cool and stay safe. See ya.